Let's please welcome our very last presenter of the day, Hardi Shahadu.
What if you are asked day by day how important is your job or your research, for instance? If you have, you are not alone. I'm often asked how important is fire research, but don't think that is the reason why I'm presenting last today. When I headed my grandfather's cattle in a remote village in Ghana a few years ago, I encountered fire in very dramatic ways. In some instances, I found myself and my cattle fighting to escape the dangers of fire. In other instances, I found myself in the middle of nowhere with neither fire nor matches to light fire to roast the rats that I had for food that day. For most of us living in cities, it might come as a shock to understand that losses from fire in Canada can run into hundreds of millions of dollars annually, including human lives, unfortunately. For the Aboriginals of Canada, fire symbolized both life and death. But to later European settlers, fire remained a symbol of destruction and death. Therefore, when fire management institutions were introduced in the 1900s, the focus was to put out all fires possible. We may have been very successful in that for the years. However, by the early 1980s, a set of challenges began to emerge that can be described collectively as the cancer of fire management. First, forest ecosystems that were denied fire for a long time began to stress and deteriorate in health. Research tells us that fire is very beneficial to forest ecosystems that depend on it for regeneration and renewal. Second, the workforce that was engaged in fire management in the 1930s and 40s began to age and retire, creating significant staffing and knowledge vacuums. Finally, attempts to reintroduce fire into fire-dependent forest ecosystems have been met by stiff opposition from a population whose perception of fire remains the same. It is dangerous and must be put out at all costs. The list could go on, but what I also want to point out is the fact that fire management institutions in Canada have responded to these challenges through several innovations. Improved technologies such as technology for fire weather monitoring, technologies for fire detection, and the use of firefighter aircraft, and among others, have been developed over the years. Through interviews with fire agencies across Canada, my research looks at the interactions between these challenges and the responses to see what they tell us about our ability to manage fire today and into the future. My result is that until we fully embrace the Aboriginal conception of fire management, the human-fire conflict would always result in defeat to humanity. Thank you.